Hi, my name is Emmanuel Alabi Onimisi. Some friends call me Bishop. I'm your favorite sound engineer, an award-winning music producer, and a multi-instrumentalist. So, welcome to class once again. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so that you can get these materials. Turn on your notification so that anytime we have materials like this posted out, you can also be notified. And if you have some questions regarding some of the topics we are treating here or we have treated, my number is on the screen there. You can always do that or drop a comment in the comment section. So today we're going to be talking about the line of production when it comes to sound engineering, or you call it the chain of production when it comes to sound engineering. And like I always say in this class, we are not here to confuse you. We're not here to use big terminologies. We're not here to, we're here to just break it down and make you understand it as much as possible. That's why I'm giving you the option of you contacting me if you have to. In case there's anything you don't understand, you can just contact and we'll talk further on that. But you don't need to have been to any sound engineering school or any school. So far you can understand what I'm saying. You can hear speaking English at least. So, line of production. It's simple. The line of production in sound engineering is your input, the processor, and your output. And that's it. Okay, so you understand this is like every other production. I think, for example, I used to tell people that when you are cooking or when you want to cook, everybody knows that you bring out your raw materials, right? And that's your input. Then you put your whatever you're using to cook, mostly on the whatever fire, your stove, your gas cooker. Put it there and put the raw materials in order of, you understand what I'm trying to say. But then that is your processor. Then when you are done cooking, you serve it. Probably on your dining or mama put or in any restaurant you are actually eating from. That's your output. Is that easy? Is that simple? But when it comes to sound, what are your input devices? Your input devices are those things that take the sound raw and send it to the processor to understand. I take it again. We have different type of sound. You understand? And the mixer needs to understand it. So how do we make the mixer understand? I can't just be talking like this to a mixer or to a processor. It can't catch my voice, except the ones that have, of course, record button on them. Very few digital mixers. We'll get to that. Now, so what are these devices? The most common and most popular of them all are most complex. If game is not taken, when we are treating that side, you understand what I mean by complex. A lot of people have confused themselves in the concept of this, and that is microphones. Microphones, simple. They are devices that takes your raw sound and convert it to a mix that the mixer or your processor can understand. Do you understand now? So that is that simple. We have a lot of type of microphones. We'll discuss that in another topic. Then you can ask me that, but what of guitars and all that? Of course, that guitars have their preamps, so they take it through. If I have some acoustic guitars, you mic, okay? Because some people call it box guitar, so you mic. Even your bass guitar, you mic the combo kind of in a complete, a very, depend on the kind of sound you want to achieve. You can just connect your jack to your DI, but whatever you are doing, make sure you have a DI from your bass before you get to your mixer, except you just, depends on what kind of sound you want to achieve, of course. So that's that by that. So basically, microphones are the most common input or known input devices. So having said that, we move to our processor. Now, those days, before the advent of digital mixers, we have what we call analog mixers. Of course, there are people that still use analog mixers. People feel it's cheaper to use analog mixers, and that's where you can think so if you are not using the complete rack. When I mean complete rack, you see a mixer and then you see a very long rack of all these processors and all that. You see your mixer, speaker management, you see your digital what's it called, equalizer, you see your delay, your crossovers, your reverb, a whole lot. And then you're confused. So, but then most people, I don't care, I have my analog mixer, I just route it to connect my microphone to it, route it to my amplifier, and then the speaker is working. I'm cool. Okay, so it's fine. It depends on the kind of sound you want to achieve. But in a very big concert, so when you're asking yourself, what are they using all these things for? That is the work. But then again, these days we have what we call the digital mixers. But before I go to the digital mixer, okay, let's talk about digital mixer first. The digital mixer, the difference between the digital mixer and the analog mixer is, one, you can save your setting in even a flash and take it to anywhere you want to. When you are coming back for the same gig, okay, take for example you're having a symposium or an event for like a week that is almost the same rendition, and you set the first day. Instead of you coming back the second day to use the whole time, because probably way after you left the console, but anybody can touch it, and because you're a human being, you can't really remember every of the parameters, every of the things you have set down. So you just come with your flash from the previous the production, insert it and record your setting, and you're good to go. So that's one characteristic of a digital mixer that an analog mixer doesn't have. The second one is that all these effect processors, everything that we're talking about, mostly are in the digital mixer. So when you have a digital mixer, I don't see a reason why you should be worried about having a good digital mixer, so to say. So that's another property. And of course, one of the most important one to me now, as more of a studio person, is that with the advent of the digital mixers, we don't need to worry again. We can do our multi-tracks. Before now, we only can use data 1010 for those of you that understand, and probably then when you have the DG08, if you have the money, if you can afford it, then you have the Pro Tools, the box, and a whole of sound card. So the highest you could do, I think Digit 02 had about 8 tracks, inputs. So that's the best you can do. But you cannot even record a proper drum tracking with just 8 tracks. You understand? So now that's the difference. So with the advent of the digital mixer now, if you can afford it, you can do multi-track where you have the full band playing and you can record everybody in the studio and do your post-production later. You see the pictures and all that. Now, having said that, I was going to talk about the hybrid mixer. We have a couple of them in the market. They have the characteristics of both the digital and the analog mixer. So which means that if I can do some of the things I'll do on the digital mixer, on the analog, on this hybrid. Of course, they have limitation. They cannot have the full package. Most of them, I'm not even sure there's any that can do multi-track. Some of them have some effects on them, and then some of them have USB record. Yeah, you can. Mostly, I think it's the USB recording thing that brought in the hybrid mixer. So I hope you understand now. So we'll be able to clarify the input device, which is the microphone, and now the processors. Of course, I told you the mixer is the most prominent one there. You have other ones in case you are using. We have the 3 types of mixer now. You have the digital mixer, the hybrid, and then the analog mixers. And of course, if you are using the analog or the hybrid, you will need equalizer, external equalizers, you need your speaker management, you need your crossovers and all that. Then the last phase in that line of production is your speaker, and this is where people enjoy whatever you have worked on. When there's an input, you processed it. How do I understand? How do I hear the final product? It's through the speakers. And of course, this place we have a whole lot of type of mixer, which we also discuss in full in our subsequent classes. So the speaker, of course, is an output device. It's that device that takes the overall processed sound and then push it out for you to hear. Okay? And but someone might want to ask me, where does the amp belong to? Very good question. Most times, amp is just a powered machine, and that's why you see with technology advancing now, you have what we call active speakers or powered speaker. Why do we call it powered speaker? Because with that speaker now, you can connect directly to your mixer, if you are using a digital mixer, or to your effect processors or anything if you are using an analog mixer. So which means the work of the amplifier is it boosts the sound and it boosts whatever has been processed, and also it helps to as a power source for your speaker. That's just it. So don't confuse this as a processor. Now, having said all this, I hope I've been able to say one or two things. You've been able to learn one or two things today when it comes to sound engineering, either you're a singer. So the reason for all these things is so that when you go out, you know what you are talking about. Even if you are just a singer, you say, oh, I'm just a singer, I don't need to know all those things out there for just sound engineers. No, you need to know what you are using. You need to know if they are using it rightly for you. Okay? So that's the whole essence of this. So thank you once again for watching this channel, and I'll be back some other time for more. Don't forget to subscribe.